Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Sharifa, and my poetry name is New Lily. If you're new to my channel, please check out the links in the description box and the comment section. As I always say at the beginning of my videos, there are some important links located in both locations. I put the same set of links in the comment section in a pinned comment that I do in the description box. So you'll find the same set of comments and links. Um, and those links are important, y'all. I put important links that contain information about the technology utilized on targets, not only info about how you're surveilled, the drones that are utilized, the insect and bird drones. I have links to videos and articles talking about those drones and the capabilities that they have. The insect drone, specifically the mosquito insect drone, is used to insert and inject the RFID chip into targeted individuals, as well as nanobots. So this is how those things get injected, because I noticed that quite a few targets aren't aware of that. So that's why I always include those links in the description box. You can also find links to a video I created called Evidence of Mind Control Technology. And in that video, I shared a plethora of information about the technology that's used to neuro monitor targets. And I also share sources that you can use to find more information out about the technology. I even include links to other videos I created in that video where I share patents. I think even in that video self, I shared the patent for the technology. So there are patents for this technology. Google patents, actual government patents. If this technology were not real, there wouldn't be patents out there, right? There are even videos from DARPA. I have a video also on this channel. I forgot what it's titled. Let me go real quick and show y'all. Where I shared a clip from DARPA where they're talking about this technology, their technology, right? That's being utilized on targets. Oh, look, that's one of the videos I was talking about with I have a video here titled Patent for Synthetic Telepathy Used on Targeted Individuals. I don't think I have that link in the description box, but I will likely include that link as well because I realized I don't include that link. But the other video I was talking about, y'all, targeted individuals are victims of MK Ultra mind control technology, and you see the thumbnail of a brain with little robots, and it says mind control MK Ultra. That video, I shared 3 different clips from DARPA, one, and then a clip from 2 different targets, Michael Barden, and I forgot what the third target's name is, where they're discussing the technology. And in Michael Barden's case, he's explaining that there are patents for the technology. He even displayed the patent on his TikTok, and that's what was in that patent video that I just showed you all before I scrolled down to the mind control video. So there are a plethora of different important links in the description box in the comment section, y'all. That's important for targets, important information, info I wish I knew about sooner, which is why I include it in those areas, so that if you come across my channel, you're fortunate enough to come across my channel, you can find a lot of info in this one place. I don't know everything and I don't have all the information, but for the last year, since the end of 2022 when I discovered that I was targeted, up until now, January 2024, I have done some extensive research and I've learned a lot of information. And so I try to share that on my channel because, again, these are things that I wish I knew or could have found immediately once I found out that I was a target. I had to do digging, y'all, and looking in all these different areas to find out the info that I now know. So that's why I share the info, so that you can have it in one area. But also in the description box are 3 different links to 3 different videos where I talk about what started my targeting. I have a full story video that's 12 hours long. It's a 7-part video compilation where I sat there and not only told you what started my targeting in 2020, but I also talked about the spiritual battle that I've been through since age 22, I would say, or 23. So it's been about a decade of me going through crazy, weird spiritual battles. I'm now age 32. So it's been about a decade of craziness, y'all. And in between, there's been good. I've talked about that, but it's just been a lot of weird, inexplainable things. And this is why I sat there and I told my whole story. And I kind of put my foot in my mouth in the full story because I mentioned this roommate that I lived with in my early 20s because I suspected that she might have done some, not to sound like crazy or woo woo to you guys, but I suspected that maybe she had done something spiritual to me because I just couldn't understand the amount of craziness that I had been through for the last decade. And it kind of started shortly after moving out from her. And I've already acknowledged I was wrong for that. I have no concrete evidence to prove that she did anything. And so I was wrong for ever mentioning her. That's one of the things that I do regret mentioning in my full story. But nonetheless, the full story tells y'all the whole thing, y'all. Like, not just what started my targeting in 2020, but also some of the things that I've encountered and the weird situations and experiences I've had since my early 20s. It's a very interesting story, and I know I sound biased saying that because, of course, I would say that. That's my story. But I'm telling y'all, I've had several people sit there and actually watch the whole thing, the full 12 hours. It's not meant to be watched in one sitting, it's meant to be watched in parts. Anyway, I've had some people. I guess I think a gang stalker just sped by when I said that. I guess they're saying they sat there and watched the whole thing. I know they did. Oh well, that's good. I'm glad. That's why I created it. I wanted everyone to watch it. Gang stalkers and all, because this is how I was able to defend myself and bust down a lot of the false narratives that was swirling around about me. But anyways, so people have really sat there and watched it and left feedback. It's not meant to be watched in one sitting. And I guarantee you, again, it's an interesting story. So if you have the time, please check it out. But if not, and by the way, y'all, that's one of the only videos I'm on camera for. It's that video, the video that I posted a month ago, titled, let me show y'all real quick. Videos of my 3-month workout results and B-Day post, age 32. I did like a birthday post, y'all, and also a workout update type of thing. Because in these recent videos, I had been letting y'all know that I've been working out. I started working out in September at age 31 and just trying to get my body right. And, I went through a lot. I've been going through a lot. Listen to my story, y'all. It's been a crazy bumpy ride. I've been targeted since 2020, but my targeting went viral and changed when I tried to relocate off island in 2022, summer of 2022. So I listened to my story and you'll hear the details about that. I up and left because of what was going on. I didn't know I was a target. I just knew I sent the text message in 2020 and then all these crazy things started happening to me. Gang stalking, covert surveillance, etc., etc. And so after 2 years of teaching, I decided to resign from my teaching job in the summer of 2022. And I decided to try to relocate, not knowing that the thing would follow me and not knowing that I was actually in some sort of government program. So when I tried to leave, the thing followed me. I had some egregious reactions, still had not yet learned that I was targeted. And my reactions to the abuse that I was receiving, it's called reactive abuse, caused my targeting to go viral. And so I ended up coming back to the island that I tried to relocate off of my home, which I shouldn't have had to leave in the first place. But I left because of what was happening to me. So anyways, check out, there's another link to check out, y'all. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but let me just quickly say this because I always forget to include this in the intro. Not always. I usually include it later in the video, but I want to say it at the beginning. There's also a link called Gang Stalking. Let me go there so I make sure I give y'all the correct name. It's called Part 1 Gaslighting and Programming of the Targeted Individual. That link is in the description box and comment section as well. And in that video, I somewhat summarize what started my targeting as well, but I more so focus on telling y'all what happened to me when I tried to relocate off island in 2022. Some of the things that I experienced that caused the horrible reactions that I had, not justifiable. I even shared extremely offensive Hebrew Israelite propaganda in my vehicle and I was being surveilled. My car was bugged. So of course that was broadcasted and that caused my targeting to go even more viral. I had an incident with a homeless man on the Greyhound bus. That was a reaction. Listen to the video, y'all. Because what they do is they take the little clip of my reaction and you don't know the backdrop story. And this is how they've successfully turned targets against me. And these videos have been my saving grace. These videos are what has made targets come back around. Several. Anyway, so check out that video. Because I give y'all details about what happened when I tried to relocate off island that caused the targeting to not only go viral, but to change. Once that happened, I had those reactions. I was really put on the map. I believe I was watch listed then. Might have been watch listed before I left island, but I don't think so. I think I was being watched, but I don't think I was watch listed. I think the watch listing happened after I had the reactions I had to the thing following me. And so, it's just been completely unfair, right? And this is why I make these videos and then I get backlash for it. But I was targeted since 2020. I tried to relocate and leave the situation. It followed me. And I came back home, learned I was a target at the end of 2022. And that was when I started making videos. And that has been my saving grace. Because had I not made these videos, you don't even understand the type of stuff was swirling around about me when I hadn't clearly told my story. Even highlighting the fact that some of the things that I experienced in the Airbnbs resembled what I sent the text about. Because it was really turning into something gnarly had I not made these videos. So anyways, I forgot what I was gonna say though. So check out that link. But then also getting back to the other links I was talking about, because I was trying to tell y'all that the only videos that I'm on camera for are 3 videos. So the first link that I was just telling you about, I told y'all there are 3 links you can click on to hear my story. This part 1, gaslighting and programming of the targeted individual link, is not one of those links. You do kind of hear my story a little bit in that video, but like I said, I'm more so focused on telling you what happened when I tried to relocate off of this island in 2022, summer of 2022. The 3 links where I tell my story is that 12-hour video link that I just told you about where I'm on camera. Let me scroll there real quick and show you. And it's titled How I Became a Targeted Individual, Full Story. You can see I'm on camera, right? And you see it looks crazy. It's like 11 hours and 52 minutes long. But again, it's not meant to be watched in one sitting. Anyway, then the second video link that I have in the description box that you can also click on to hear my story is my How I Became a Targeted Individual summary. I know it looks like I'm on camera for that video, y'all. I am not. That is actually a thumbnail from a video that I had posted that got deleted. Those of you that have been following me, you're familiar with the story. If you're new and you haven't been following, I had a lot more videos posted with me on camera. I started, as I said, making videos December of 2022, shortly after getting back to Island from relocating and my targeting going viral and changing. After it went viral, that was when more people got involved. I believe I was actually watch listed and put on the terrorist watch list because of some of the offensive stuff I shared. And then when I got back to Island, that was when I was microchipped and the Neuro monitoring, all the extra stuff started to become a part of my targeting, including the AI shadow networking software that they use to hack targets' technological devices and send things with subliminal messaging in it. Check out the link in my description box also that's titled Pertinent Information about the Targeted Individual Program. And I talk about that AI software that they use to send videos with subliminal messaging in it. And actually also the last 2 videos not the last 2, recently I posted 2 videos showing you examples of how they use their shadow networking software to send videos with subliminal messaging in it. I showed you how that looks, So I posted the part 1 example of how the shadow networking AI software used on targeted individuals. And you can see the thumbnail says super pigs. And then also the part 2 example of the shadow networking AI software used on targeted individuals. And you can see it's a thumbnail with a plaid shirt and an emoji with the eyebrow up. So check those 2 videos out as well, and you can see examples of what that looks like. You'll also see examples in that pertinent information about the targeted individual video link that I just referenced, where I first started to talk about the shadow networking software and I broke down what it was, how it's used, and I showed a clip from Michael Barden's page, who I learned about it from. And he's a former military agent that's now targeted. But prior to learning about what it was called, I already knew that they targeted you through the TV because I used to talk about it in some of my videos that got deleted. I just didn't know what it was called. I just used to call it targeting through the TV. And I had found another target that was talking about it and showing examples of it, right? And he was showing that when it happens to him, he often sees plaid shirts. I made the mistake and shared a clip from his video and said that. And now oftentimes when they do it to me, they're using plaid shirts to be funny. So anyways, so I had way more videos up with me on camera though, y'all. And the computer I was using to post those videos got confiscated because that was not my computer. I had borrowed it from someone in my close circle. I posted some information or some subject matter that she considered to be personal. And so she confiscated the computer and went into my personal YouTube account that I had forgot to sign out of. And she deleted all of my videos that I had where I was on camera. So literally for the last 4 to 5 months, I've just been working diligently to recreate a lot of the content that got deleted. But unfortunately, I haven't had access to a computer with a camera. I did have access to my old Lenovo IdeaPad laptop. It's more like like a smart pad rather than a laptop that I used in college. And so the camera quality was terrible. And the computer is actually no longer working now. But I was able to create the full story. And that's why you see me on camera for that. But the camera quality is completely totally different to the camera quality of the computer that was confiscated from me. So back to what I was saying, because I kind of went off on a tangent. The second link where you can hear my story is my How I Became a Targeted Individual summary. And as you can see, although it looks like I'm on camera for that video, because there's a thumbnail with a picture, right? That's actually a thumbnail from one of the videos that I had posted that got deleted. And that was the quality of the camera of the computer that got confiscated from me. So you can see the difference in camera quality between the two thumbnails from my full story and my summary video. And if you want to hear more about that incident, it's not really much of more of an explanation than what I just gave, but you can check out my update video. Update, new vids coming soon, with the update thumbnail, and I talk about how those videos got deleted, right? Anyways, in the summary video, as you can see, it's 2 hours and 42 minutes long. I summarize what started my targeting, and I kind of negate a lot of the backdrop details, the backdrop story. And a lot of those backdrop details are important. So it's not like you absolutely need to hear that stuff, but it is important. This video it's not really this video doesn't really go in depth the way that I would want it to, but you can watch it and get the gist of what started my targeting. I talk about what started my targeting in 2020, the important stuff, and I kind of negated all of the extra stuff. The third video link where I tell my story is a video I created about 2 months ago. And it's titled Commentating over a clip from my story that shares how I became a targeted individual. And as you can see, it's a thumbnail from my full story, the same thumbnail. And that's because I went into the full story. I fast forwarded to the part of the video compilation where I talked about what started my targeting, and I did a screen recording of that portion of the video, and I provided commentary over it. So it's like a more up-to-date version of what started my targeting, because I provided commentary with new info and updates and just going more in detail about things. And then also too, it includes more details than the summary. So if you want the full scoop without having to sit there and watch the full story, I would recommend you watch this video, the commentating over a clip from my full story that shares how I became a targeted individual. I would recommend that you watch this over the summary video. But any one of those 3 videos will work, and you'll get the gist of what started my targeting. Anyway, guys, so please check out those links in the description box in the comment section. I always include important links, not just, like I said, those links that tell my story and how I became targeted, but pertinent information for targeted individuals. So please check it out, man. I even have links to videos with doctors talking about this technology and the capabilities of this technology. That evidence video that I told you is also in there. Evidence of mind control technology used on targeted individuals. Very important. I give so much important information in that video, y'all, that can help validate your experience as a target. And also, includes, like I said, sources to information like patents, to help you validate your experience so that you can't be gaslit and so that you don't feel crazy, right? Because they will gaslight you and make you feel like you're crazy. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about, I'm hearing one set of noise when I said evidence, like to sneeze and do stupidness. Remember, they like to take these recordings and spin false narratives with these recordings. They'll do stuff like stare at you, right? All of them are staring at you. They're making noises and staring at you, insinuating lewd things, right? And sending constantly stimuli and subliminal messaging through videos while they stare at you, right? And then expect you to not act strange or awkward when the thing plays on the screen that you're being accused of, the lie, right? And they're staring at you. And then they want to spin it like it's anything other than PTSD, trauma, and discomfort, anxiety. It's just this weird thing that they do. But then there's also an element, like I said, of bearing false witness, because I did bear false witness, right? With the text, for instance, if you listen to my story, I don't want to go into the details right now, y'all. There is an element of bearing false witness, but if you hear my bearing false witness, you can hear that it was innocent. There was no malicious intent, and the punishment went too far. So please just listen to my videos, y'all, because bearing false witness has played a contentious role in my targeting, But still, again, the punishment went way too far. It's just like, it's insane and bonkers how far this thing went. Anyway, so speaking of which, this is documentation, y'all. Again, I'm so tired. Like, I keep saying I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do any more documenting, blah blah blah. Like a broken record. Like for the last, I want to say 5 to 7 videos, I have said that. That the next video I post is going to be positive and good, and it's going to be about like another workout update, or like a career update, or me telling you about me going back to school. I told you I want to get my master's degree. Something positive, something good, or like, something, a health conscious video giving y'all information about how you can get the tech out the body. Maybe an anti-nano bucket video, which was something I had posted that got deleted. And that's one of the things I have yet to recreate that I do want to create another video about eventually. But it's like I constantly keep feeling like I have to make these targeted individual videos because constantly there's always some new tactic or something that I feel like I have to make a video about. And it's like, no matter how many of these videos I make, who I know they make clear sense and it knocks down every narrative, every false narrative, and every tactic, something else comes and it's like, oh my God, I have to make another video, or I have to document that. It's so frustrating, but it's so important that you document as a target, because that's literally your saving grace and your best countermeasure. Documentation, articulation, and refuting what's going on. Anyway, so another thing happened this morning, y'all, that I feel like I need to document. This is not going to be a long vid. For real this time, it's not going to be long. You see it's 21 minutes long? This ain't going to be a long video, I'm telling you. I'm tired, and I'm really tired of making these videos. And hopefully for real this time, I feel like, again, typically when they do what they do, I have so many videos created now, I can just pop on a video to knock down one of the tactics being used. But now they're kind of doing this thing where they switch it up, where it's like something that's done that I feel like I have to document. Like, I can't really explain this. Like, it's like, I don't even want to just play a video. I want to document. But I'm not going to keep doing that. I keep saying that, and I mean it. I'm not going to keep doing it. So this is really just about it, but it really just pulled my string, something that really irritated me. And so I was like, okay, let me make a video, because I was really just relaxing. I woke up, I worked last night. I told you I started doing security again about 2 months ago. And I haven't really been getting enough sleep. I've been working out like military style workouts Monday through Friday. I've been doing a mix of cardio and weightlifting. So like a mix of aerobic and anaerobic exercises. And it's really draining because I'm doing some hardcore workout routines. That's why I'm seeing quick results. You can see in that video, I've been working out for only 3 months and I already had a lot of results. And I'm now getting more results, and I've even put on pounds and stuff. I've been taking whey protein, etc. Anyway, so that's going on, and then I'm working at night. And so I've been really exhausted, not getting enough sleep during the daytime. And so like these last couple of days, I've really been trying to force myself to sleep during the daytime and make sure I get enough sleep. And so it's just like, I woke up, this morning, finally did get enough sleep today, and then right away stupidness going on, and so it's like, oh my God, I gotta record. And I wasn't going to, but then something else just happened. I was like, okay, I gotta make a video, because it was like 2 back-to-back things that happened, and I'm just like, let me just document. But hopefully, again, like I said, this will be, sorry guys, I'm sitting up, I'm sorry about that. Hopefully for real, this will be the last targeted individual that you guys will hear, targeted individual video that you guys will hear from me, or at least for a while. Hopefully the next video for real will be something more uplifting, like a workout update, for instance. I just posted my 3-month update, like I said, a month ago. So I don't want to come back with another video for another 2 to 3 months. And just let y'all see what the progress is, because I also have now started going to the gym. That video that you saw from a month ago with those 3 video clips where I was showing you me in a sports bra and a short pants, showing you my results from working out for the last 3 months, that's from doing at-home workouts. I literally built an at-home barbell that's like 57 pounds. And then I was also using water bottles and just doing at-home leg workouts, like weightlifting with that, doing like a leg routine. And then I was just jogging in my neighborhood. And so now I've upped the ante, and I got a gym membership. I used to have one when I lived in the States, but it's been a while. It's been about like 2 years since I've had a gym membership. Started going to the gym again, and really hardcore weightlifting now. Like, I'm really weightlifting for real. So obviously that's, you're going to see different results when I come back again. And also too, now that I'm working, I've been able to afford protein and whatever else. So I'm gaining weight. So you guys are going to see what the results of that has been, if the most I spare my life. So anyways, hopefully that's what the next video will be. Instead of this type of negative constantly feeling like I have to document, because that takes away from your life too. It's like you're wasting like precious moments of life making these freaking negative ass videos. And I don't want to do it, but it's literally for my protection when certain things happen that I know will be used or weaponized against me. I'm like, okay, immediately I got to make a video. And I've learned that that's the best countermeasure to what happens in this program. Really, what I need to do is get the cameras off me, because that's really their best tactic, and how they keep the thing going. I can't even really explain how the surveillance, not only the neural monitoring, but the actual surveillance is like their number one tactic that keeps the program going and thriving. That's what keeps it working and keeps the false narratives and everything else swirling, and keeps, it's just this weird thing. Anyway, so I was gonna document what happened, right? Let me quickly do that so I can hurry up and get off this camera, y'all. Get off, not camera, this audio, whatever. Um, so I woke up. I worked last night, and I woke up this morning, and as I'm waking up, I have recorded this happening to me in the past in prior videos, but it has not happened in a while, y'all. It really hasn't. But it randomly happened this morning. This thing where, remember I told you they can push thoughts into your head that aren't your own. So I just, remember waking up and just kind of coming out of my sleep, and I was thinking, I looked at the time, and I saw that it was 11. I got off at 7. I fell asleep around 8 o'clock. So I looked at the time and I was like, yay. I was thinking to myself, okay, so I got 3 hours of sleep this time, because sometimes when I get off, I'll get like an hour or two of sleep, and then I won't force myself to sleep anymore. I'll just stay up because my body wakes up. And then before work, I'll try to sleep, and it's hard for me to get to sleep, and I get like 1 hour in. So on average, I've been getting about 4 hours of sleep these last 2 months, and it's reflecting in my face. Like, you can see that I look beat up. I said this in my last video. It literally looks like somebody beat me up. Not that bad. Like, it's not like I have a black eye or something, but my face looks weary, like a domestic violence victim or something. That's not funny. Not saying that in the phone. Oh my God, the last thing I need to do is put my foot in my mouth any more than I already have. But literally, like somebody that's been being abused or something, like that is how my face has been looking. Like, it literally looks like you can see like smudges under my eyes and stuff. So it's really just been taking a toll on me. You can see it in the mirror when I look in the mirror. And so it's just like, no, I really need to do better, and it's only because I take supplements and, moringa powder and collagen and this and that. And I'm taking healthy stuff, and I'm working out, and I'm doing cardio. And then I take care of my skin. I have a skincare regimen. I like to put on a turmeric mask with milk. Sometimes I put honey in it, moringa powder, and matcha green tea. And the reason I do that is because those things not only are antibacterial and antimicrobial, but then also those things pull moisture from the air. So like the honey, for instance, is a humectant. So a humectant, excuse me. So it pulls moisture from the air. People with oily skin or who has acne prone skin, you would think that it's like an excess in oil, right? And it is. But what's happening is that you actually have dry skin, more dry than somebody that doesn't have acne. And so to compensate, your skin will start producing more sebaceous material. And so that's what's causing the acne typically in people that have acne. And so it's good to moisturize your skin so that your skin doesn't feel the need to produce the extra grease and sebaceous material. So that's why I've been doing the mask. I put the honey in there because it's a humectant and it pulls moisture from the air. And then after I do the mask, I typically put on like this skin cream that helps to fade and even out the skin. It's not natural, and I don't really, promote not using natural things, but that's the one unnatural thing that I like to use. The skin cream that I learned about in high school. And it literally clears, like evens out your skin tone and lightens dark spots like acne scars and stuff, and it keeps the skin moisturized. And so it's like a sunscreen as well. So it has like a dual purpose. So I've been doing that, and I've been putting on my face mask, and also then like the matcha tea is an antioxidant. So it brings in like nutrients into the skin, the moringa powder is an antibacterial, antimicrobial. It also has all of the amino acids in it. The turmeric, antibacterial, antimicrobial, so it's killing bacteria on the skin, but then also to rejuvenating the skin. And so that's why I put that stuff on my face. And then the milk has the lactic acid, which also helps with skin issues. So I've been putting that on my face, and I've been really taking care of my face, y'all, like doing the most, I'm telling you. And in addition to working out, I don't think I've been drinking enough water. I drink a lot of water when I work out, but your body sweats it out. Of course, when you're drinking all that water, you're trying to replenish the water that's coming out of your body from working out. And so I don't think I'm drinking enough water, because even though I'm drinking a lot of water when I work out, that's just replenishing the water that's being lost. But aside, when I'm not working out, I'm not really drinking water the way that I should. And so I do realize that's a problem because that's also a big deal. So I do think that's playing a part in things as well. But the main thing that's really causing my skin issues right now, y'all, is lack of sleep and taking milk and whey protein. And I talked about this in one of my prior videos when I was talking about, the working out and what I've been doing to bulk up and stuff. I don't want to go into the details about it again in this video, y'all. But just know that I don't really promote using, and I'm not against you if you do use it. This is just a matter of preference in addition to research. I like to do research about stuff. And the milk is, according to Dr. Sebi and according to my research, milk is mucus, that mothers produce to obviously feed their children. And so drinking the mucus from a cow, that's built to feed a huge creature. Cows are huge. And then I just saw Dr. Berg talking about the same thing I talked about in my video the other day. But cows are huge creatures. And so you're drinking all of that and it's not meant for your body, right? So if you are going to drink mucus or milk, it's better to drink goat milk because goat milk, they said the way that it's, excuse me, I'm hearing barking in the background and it's throwing me off. But the compounds in milk is more similar to human breast milk than cow milk is. And it's also easier on the digestive system because goat milk has the A2 protein in it, which is anti-inflammatory, whereas milk has the A1 protein in it, which is inflammatory, right? And so that's also why it's harsh on the digestive system. In addition to the fact that cow milk is meant to feed a big, huge animal, right? So, if you are going to do dairy, it's better to do goat milk. And that's what I've been trying to switch to because I'm lactose intolerant. And then also too, I believe I've been reacting to that A1 protein that's in cow milk. And so I've always had an issue with cow milk, even before learning about it being mucus and kind of, turning to more plant-based milks. And that's been years, y'all. Like for the last decade, I've kind of stayed away from cow milk. I more so drink things like almond milk, oat milk, etc. Back in the day when I was greedy, and I was younger, I used to drink a lot of cow milk. They even used to call me beefy when I was younger because I used to be short. I'm 5'8" now. Like I had a growing spurt, but I used to be really short when I was younger and kind of tubby, right? This was years, like I'm telling you years ago, like I'm talking about middle school. Then when I got in high school, I had this growing spurt and whatever. So I was short and tubby and I used to eat a lot of greedy stuff and I used to drink a lot of milk and it always used to turn my stomach up. It's not nothing new. Like milk always used to turn my stomach up. And so then when I got older and I learned about holistic health and stuff and I learned about being lactose intolerant, etc., I started staying away and milk being mucus. I started drinking more plant-based stuff. But then just recently, wanting to bulk up and stuff, I told y'all what happened to me last year with the neuromonitoring and stuff. And also I believe, for a short stint, like a month or two, I believe I suspect that an energy weapon was used on me. Listen to my prior videos, you'll hear me talk about that. They were sending me with the AI shadow networking software. They were hinting to me that that's what was happening, radiation poisoning. And I was having the physical effects of it. I lost a lot of weight. I had like these dark circles under my eyes, like a radiation victim or patient. This weird rash formed on my back. What else? Just a lot of weird stuff was happening. I was feeling sick and nauseated. I felt the burning. When that thing is hitting you, you can feel like a burning sensation. It almost feels like you're cooking. That's the best way I can describe it. It's a very scary experience. So I went through that at the beginning of last year and I lost a lot of weight and, made my videos. They stopped doing what they were doing. And I started to try to bounce back. And that was largely why I started working out too. I'm sure that the analysis is that I started doing it for the physical aspect, right? So for the aesthetic, so that I can look good. That's part of it. I'm not going to sit here in front. That is part of it. I've always liked to keep up with my physical appearance. I've always been athletic. I showed y'all a video from my early 20s. I showed you, what was the title of it? Let me show y'all. That is it. That video with my niece in the thumbnail. It says memories from my early 20s. You can see pictures not only of just my relationship with my family prior to my targeting and how normal I was, and I'm still normal. It's not that I'm not normal. The situation I'm in is not normal and it's causing me to act strange. But then you can also see pictures of what I used to look like in my early 20s. You can see that this workout thing isn't new for me. Because I remember initially they're trying to send me subliminal messaging through the videos, like I'm only working out now because of this and because of that. And I'm like, you don't know me. You're now just learning me. You're trying to create whatever narrative you're trying to create. Do your research and do your due diligence, because anybody that truly knows me knows I've always been into fitness. I played sports in high school. I played sports in elementary. Even when I was a little short, tubby me, I was still playing sports. And then in my early 20s, not only did I play sports, but I used to work out. And so you can see how I looked in that video, right? So I've always been not just about the aesthetic. Like I've always been into like keeping up with my body, but I've also always been into athletics, always. So anyways, recently, after those things happened to me at the beginning of last year, I started working out diligently to build back up my cells and to heal my body from what I suspect had been done. And I was also trying to gain weight again and gain my weight back because I lost so much weight and I was looking really bad. But then also too with this program, they like to come for your self-esteem constantly. That's one of the tactics they use. Remember I told y'all they have tactics that they use specific to your targeting. So these tactics that they don't use on other targets, they use specific to whatever your targeting is. And then they have universal tactics that they use on all targets. One of the universal tactics is calling us narcissist. Another universal tactic is coming for our self-esteem. I noticed they do that to all targets. And so that's one of the things they've been doing with their shadow networking and just constantly trying to knock me down and come for my self-esteem. And thank God I'm a strong-minded person. And I think that annoys them so bad. Because oftentimes when they do what they do, it actually builds up my mental and makes me feel more egotistical. You're dealing with someone that, like that's how my mind works. I keep telling them, they should have figured it out by now. But anyway, so that's also part of it. Like I did want to get my body back because they keep trying to come for my self-esteem, but that's just a small part of it. The real reason, the main reason for me starting to work out was that I know that I needed to regenerate my cells. I know that working out oxidates the body and helps to regenerate cells. It helps to repair DNA. And so this is why I started working out. It was to heal my body. I was also building and bulking to try to get my weight back. And then, yes, there is the element of the aesthetic of wanting to look nice because they are coming for my self-esteem and wanting to look like me, like myself. So anyways, that's what's been going on. I went off on a tangent, y'all. Why did I start talking about that? I went off on a tangent again. Oh, I was just telling y'all about my skin. That's how I started talking about that. Because I was telling y'all what's been going on with my skin and how bad it's been looking. And it's because I've been recently taking milk. That's what it was. I was just telling y'all because I was trying to tell y'all about not getting sleep. So I could segue into what happened this morning. But anyway, so not really getting sleep the way that I'm supposed to. And so, and then also just like kind of doing like, I don't want to use this word because this is one of the words they tried to sensitize me to, but not just that. I'm not actually doing a dirty bulk, quote unquote, what that would be called in the fitness world. A dirty bulk is like when you're eating unhealthy, like you're literally eating like kind of like Sam Sulik. I don't mean to call him out, but I watch his videos too. He's just one of those people, those bodybuilders in the new age fitness world, right? And he's like totally a dirty bulker. He drinks, chocolate cow milk. He drinks one set of cow milk. He eats a bunch of junk food. He has really bad skin, but his body looks nice. It's working as far as bulking up goes. His body looks amazing, but his skin looks terrible. And you can tell it's because he uses dirty bulks to bulk, right? So dirty bulking means you're just eating junk to get the weight on, like you're trying to gain weight so that you can cut it into muscle, turn it into muscle. Remember, that's what I've been trying to do, get my weight back. I told y'all that. And you can either do it the healthy way, like you're eating like rice, beans, beef, that type of stuff. And then maybe a little element of milk or whatever, or you could do vegan protein, whatever. But some people do dirty bulking where they're eating like junk food, like McDonald's, donuts, ice cream, because those things have a lot of protein and can help you bulk up fast. So I'm saying for me, I'm not doing that, right? Sometimes I eat junk food, but I'm not really doing a quote unquote dirty bulk. But for me, from what I believe to be unhealthy, I'm doing a dirty bulk because I don't do milk, cow milk. I don't do whey protein, So for me, I'm doing a dirty bulk right now by doing those things and not using the vegan protein. And then also, too, I just learned something scary about vegan protein. I mentioned in one of my prior videos for any of y'all that work out, because I noticed some of you targets do work out. I saw that. So this is good advice if you want to listen to it. I learned something about the vegan protein. that the vegan protein is high in lead and heavy metals, which I should have known because I know about this stuff, about the fact that they use glyphosates in the crops and all these different things. That is true, because they're using one of the main components of vegan protein is pea protein. They're using peas, right? So anyways, with the vegan protein, a lot of it, they did studies, and I think they said like 85% of the vegan proteins, whether it's non-GMO, organic or not, is high in lead and heavy metals. And that's the last thing you need as a target when you already have the graphene likely in your body, nanobots. That's already a form of a heavy metal. That's a quasi metal. And it's actually a little bit more advanced than your regular typical heavy metal. The graphene it's negatively charged, whereas regular heavy metals are typically positively charged. Excuse me. Yeah, they're typically positively charged, regular heavy metals like lead, aluminum, etc., right? Those heavy metals, the cadmium, those things are typically positively charged. So you can take like a binder to get it out. Like you could take chlorella, or you could take bentonite clay, or one of those things and take it out, because those things are negatively charged. The graphene is a quasi metal, so it operates like a heavy metal. It's bad for your body, but it's negatively charged, like how most binders are. So if you take a binder to pull it out, you're not pulling it out. So it's really a complicated, high tech. They knew what they were doing when they created this thing. Very advanced heavy metal is what the graphene is. So there are ways around it to get it out. Like the anti-nano bucket. I told you I'm gonna create another video about that. And even things you can take, like N-acetylcysteine, NAC. That's a form of sulfur, high concentrated sulfur that helps to break down heavy metals in the body. Even graphene, that's something you should take. Remember I said this in my prior videos, that if you eat vegetables from the allium family, like if you eat garlic or onions, look at, they're making noise now because I'm giving information. Listen. That's the rooster drone going off because I'm sitting here giving information. I don't care. They always do that too when they feel like I'm talking too much, because I remember the other night at work, it was supposed to be nighttime. It was like the wee hours of the morning, like in the AM. I was doing a video where I was breaking down the protein, right? And the difference between like the whey protein and the vegan protein, where I was talking about some of this same stuff. I didn't go into the details about the graphene, but I was talking about the stuff, and I noticed the little plane, the plane that they like to fly by to noise campaign targets? The plane flew by. Like I was going off on a tangent and I needed to get back to the point of the video that I was making. Like, what? They're so bold with the gang stalking. Like, I could talk about what I want in my videos, even if I do have a specific theme of the video I'm creating. If I want to go off on a tangent for hours, I can do that. It's my video. It's like real bold-facedness with the gang stalking. Anyway, so I think they're just annoyed with me because whenever I start talking like a smartass, it annoys them. And I think they think that I like to hear myself talk. I think that's how they feel about me. And I don't care. No, I just like to give information. That's how I always have been. And this is why I liked being a teacher, because I like giving information and I like doing research. That's just how I am. Anyway, so what was I saying though? I forgot what I was saying. Oh my God, I went off and I forgot. Anyway, so just know that just know that the last thing you need as a target is to be putting more heavy metals in your body. That's all I'm saying. So like I was saying though, y'all check out the NAC sulfur. I was telling y'all about in prior videos, allium vegetables that belong to the allium family, like onion, garlic, etc. Those things are high in sulfur, and so those things can break down the graphene in the body. So that's why N-acetylcysteine is a good supplement to take, because it's like a higher concentration of sulfur, where you don't have to eat like a bunch of, like copious amounts of garlic and onion to break down the graphene. You can take the N-acetylcysteine, which is NAC. You can take that and it will help break down the stuff in your body. Another thing is to create the anti-nano bucket. I believe in the description box I have a link to Tony Pantallaresco. I do. Tony Pantallaresco's video where he's talking about the anti-nano bucket. Check his channel out, y'all. He gives good information about that. That's a device you can use or create yourself, or you can buy it. They sell it online. It's a device that you can use to pull the nano out of the body, because another way to break down or shut down the nanobots, even though they're made up of graphene, they are alive. These are alive bots in your body. They're just made up of graphene, which is, like I said, a quasi-heavy metal. A way to shut them down, if you look it up, if you search how to shut down nanobots, you'll see creating an EMP, right? An EMP charge. So with the anti-nano bucket, what's happening is you're taking copper wiring and you're wrapping it around the bucket. And the way that it's being wrapped creates some sort of charge that creates like an EMP pulse. And so then you're plugging it into a computer cord. And when you plug it into the computer cord, it's creating an EMP pulse. Like then you can take a magnet. I had a video like this created, y'all. This is one of my videos that got deleted. But if you take a magnet to test it out or a compass, you'll see that it's pulsing. Like the magnet would be jumping around in your hand or the compass will be jumping. And that's because you created an EMP pulse. And so the EMP pulse can destroy the nanobot. What it will do is shut it down so it can't function. And then what happens is you put an electrolyte solution in the bucket, and that solution helps to pull out the nano from the body with the EMP pulse. Tony Pantallaresco, really smart guy. I think he's like a chemist or something, really smart. And he came up with this technology, the anti-nano bucket, and it really works. You can see targets online. I had those videos. I had all of those videos. I had the links to those things posted in the description box and comment section of my other videos that got deleted, and all that got deleted. So I need to put together a video like that for you guys. I just have been being lazy about it. If I'm being quite real, I just been being lazy about it. But you can see videos online with targets that have used the anti-nano bucket, and you can see the actual nano. If you put oil in the water, the fat attracts the graphene. You can see the nano in, let me see if I can find one of those videos right now. You can see the nano in the water. Let me see if I can find one of those videos right now. There's a target that I follow. It's hard to find those videos because they be shadow banning and stuff. So they make it hard when I search stuff up. Like I have to go like through hoops to find certain videos that I had in the past because they don't make it easily available. And if I don't remember the name verbatim, I can't find it. But let me see if I can find it. There, oh, yay! Because I remembered what the name of it was. I made sure to remember the name of it. So follow this guy too, because he has some good info on his page, MM's TI strategy guide. You can see the nano dust, right? That's pulling out his body from using the anti-nano bucket into the water. You see that? You see that sheet? I'm about to play it for you. I'm not going to play the whole video though, because he does start getting kind of negative in the video, which is completely understandable because they're lacing him with nano. But he starts to say some like really gnarly stuff about the gang stalkers. I guess at work they were lacing him up with nano or whatever was happening to him. I don't know why they were doing it like that when they have the technology to just put it in you with the mosquitoes. So I don't know if he just thinks that that's how it's happening and it's really that they're lacing him up with it via the mosquitoes, or if he's getting a double whammy because, he's somebody that they really don't like. I'm not really sure. But he started to go in on the gang stalkers. And so I just try to stay away from the negative because that never helps. It always just makes things worse. So I just wanted to show y'all though what it looks like when you're pulling this stuff out the body.
Blaze. Wow. I just wanted to show you all this. Wow. You see all of that reflective stuff that's coming out? All of that is nano dust. All of it. Damn. Now, this is the first time of me using the anti-nano bucket with oil. But damn, all of that stuff.
So you heard what he said about the oil, because the oil attracts the nano. For some reason, it's attracted to fat. That's why Tony Pantallaresco was saying to have a high-fat diet. That also helps to pull it out. So that's why if you put oil in the bucket, because really it's not mandatory that you put oil. What's mandatory is that you create an electrolyte solution. So you have to put vinegar or some sort of acid like lemon or lime. You have to put a good amount of that. And then you have to put salt in there. And that's what's going to create that electrolyte solution that's going to help to aid in the pulling of the technology with the EMP pulse that you create around the bucket. And so if you put the oil, that's when you can actually see the nano in the water. Because if he hadn't put the oil in there, he wouldn't be seeing the nano. He would have just been seeing the water, right? But when you put the oil in, it attracts the nano particles, the nano dust. And that's when you can actually see what's coming out of your body. And it's not just Targets, it's in everyone, y'all. They're putting nano in everything. And things such as Skittles. If you look at Skittles ingredients, you see titanium dioxide. Sometimes it's under different monikers, so you don't realize that you're eating nano. Titanium dioxide is nano. That's nano. So everyone has it in them at this point. It's just more amped up in targets because you're literally being injected with it as some sort of weaponry, right? So that's the only difference. It's at a higher concentration level in targets, and also it's activated in targets. That's the scary part. But it's in everyone. So everyone could benefit from using an anti-nano bucket, not just targets.
Man, look at that. I don't want to get too close to this. Let me just, maybe I can zoom in. There it is. But damn, just look at all of that. All of that stuff reflecting is all nano dust. Damn. These assholes really...
See, this is where he started going in about these assholes. Something. I don't really want that. I try not to, say too much negative stuff about the gang stalkers. It really doesn't help. I have my moments where I get mad too, so I'm definitely not judging him and I say my shit. And of course, it's reactive abuse. But I wasn't trying to post that. But I will likely put the link to, because I've been looking for that video. I will likely put the link to that video in the description box so y'all can check it out for yourself. And just do your research. There's a link, like I said, to Tony Pantallaresco's video in the description box. And he's the creator of the bucket. And that link goes to his page where he shows you how you can build the bucket for yourself. Or you can order it. There is a link to order it as well. So you can do that as well. Let me show y'all. Because I'm actually planning to order one for myself. I created one for myself. It kind of got messed up. And I also think I didn't create it completely correct. I was able to get the EMP pulse. So I tested it out with a magnet and a compass. And it's jumping around. So it's moving and it's working. I actually think it has been pulling stuff out when I was using it. But not to the level that it can. And so I wanted to order it. I just told myself I would order it. But you can order it, It is for sale. Hold on. I won't put that link because, the shadow networkers tend to hack everything and contact people I'm trying to get in touch with and stuff to sabotage. So I'm not gonna, I can show you real quickly on the screen, right? You can order it. Do your research. Sorry, that's the one thing I'm not sharing though, but about the technology. So you can find it for yourself or you can build it yourself so you don't have to buy it. Like I said, the link to Tony Pantallaresco's video on how to build it is in the description box and the comment section. And then I'm also going to put the link to that guy that I was just showing you, his video, because I believe he has a video showing how you can make it as well. So anyways, let me just quickly talk about what this video was about though, y'all, because I just went off on the tangent again, a good tangent. That's something that's good that I've been wanting to make a video about the anti-nano bucket. And so even if I am too lazy to make the video, at least in this video, you got a little bit more info about it. I had way more in-depth, detailed videos about it. I even had 3 how-to videos. Those of you that have been subscribed since December of 2022, you know what I'm talking about. But those were some of the videos that got deleted when that computer was confiscated. So anyways, guys, let me talk about the purpose of this video, though, because I know y'all hear the rooster drone going ham in the background, and I didn't even really feel like sitting here making this video. I kind of started going off on a tangent. And really, I'm glad, because that's the kind of stuff I'd rather talk about. I don't want to talk about anything to do with pertaining to this program, to be quite real with you. But if I am talking about anything pertaining to this program, I'd rather it be about stuff like that, like how to clean out your body rather than the negative and, the gang stalking and the this and that. It's so exhausting. Anyway, so I woke up this morning, y'all. I'm getting to the point of what the video is about. I woke up this morning, and that's how I went off on a tangent anyway, because I was just trying to explain to y'all that I haven't been getting good sleep, and so my face has been looking kind of beat. When I fix myself up, you can't really tell. It's this weird thing with me where I clean up nice. I clean up real nice. So when I comb my hair and I put my face together, I look okay. But like when I'm dragging around the house and stuff, like that's where I'm noticing like the smudges under my eyes more. My skin is looking terrible, even though I'm taking care of it. And that's because I'm doing the milk and the whey protein. So then I started going off on a tangent about the milk and the whey protein, blah, blah, blah. But needless to say, I'm lactose intolerant. There's also that inflammatory A1 component to cow milk, which is why I don't want to take it, and it's mucus. And so it's been breaking my skin out really bad. And then I haven't been sleeping good on top of things. So I'm having like some sort of breakout. And then also too, I'm having smudges under my eyes from not sleeping good. And so I was really trying to get rest these last 2 days. That's all I was trying to say. And I went off on a tangent. And so this morning, I did get like a good bit of sleep. I got like 3 hours of sleep. And I woke up and I was thinking in my head as I woke up, when you're just kind of stirring from sleeping, you're just waking up and your faculties are coming about. Like that's what was happening. And I was just thinking to myself, yay, I looked at the time. I saw it was 11 a.m. I said, yay, I got, decent sleep this morning. I was like 3 hours. That's good. And so I was laying there just thinking about the fact that I had just gotten good sleep. And then I just started hearing in my head, you just have to do it. Sometimes if you just do it and get things done, everything will be okay. You just have to get things done or something like that. Like this conversation in my head about getting things done, right? And so it's just like, I kind of stirred and I was like, wait, what? I was like, what is this? And so I thought to myself, I said, I didn't think that, and that hasn't happened to me in so long, y'all. Check out this video. The last time something like that happened to me was when I created this video 3 months ago, when I created the part 3 gaslighting and programming of the targeted individual video. Check out that video where I showed y'all evidence, right? That had happened to me. And thank God I text myself about everything that they're throwing at me as stimuli. For a good month, they had been throwing 2 things at me as stimuli. And then I woke up in a similar experience where that thing popped in my head and a thought pertaining to those 2 stimuli popped in my head. And I showed the evidence that I had texted it to myself prior to that thought popping in my head. And I had planned to make a video about it. This is why I said documentation is so important, y'all. It is literally the best countermeasure to this program. Anyway, what popped in my head this morning, though, that wasn't anything that I had been thinking about. It wasn't anything that I don't even, it's not relative at all. I was just like, what the hell? So I remember sitting up like, what are they talking about? I didn't think that. Right? I remember thinking in my head, I didn't think that, because then I heard a loud slam car door when I said I didn't think that. As soon as I thought I didn't think that, then I heard, one of the neighbors slam their vehicle door. When I thought I didn't think that, I heard a loud slam, like somebody slammed their vehicle door. So I was like, okay. But I was like, I'm not about to make a video for that. It's not that serious. I'm like, I don't care. Obviously they're messing with me because of one of the videos I created or something. So I was just like, I don't care. I'm not making a video about that. But I was already riled up and kind of like irritated about what happened. I just heard the plane flying by just now too. Anyways, I was kind of riled up about it, but I was like, okay, I'm not making another video. So what? They're just trying to like get an edge out of me or on me, right? So anyways, I'm laying there and I just ignored what happened. And I'm just looking through my YouTube, I'm just waking up. I went on Facebook, because, just checking my Facebook, my social media. And I saw that someone in my close circle had posted a picture of 2 of my younger relatives. And if you understand the text message situation, you understand that now my relationship with that person is very strained. Were her kids, those younger relatives that pertain to the text message thing. I used to call her all the time, like 2 times, 3 times on the phone a day. We were best friends, always calling, checking up on the kids. It's just a very regular relationship. But now I'm being stared at. They keep constantly insinuating weird, creepy shit, right? To be spiteful and malign me for bearing false witness. And then not just that, constantly, like I said, providing the stimuli via the shadow networking, via in-person gang stalking, and then also to staring at me and doing noise campaigns when they're doing it with the shadow networking. So when they're like posting certain weird things pertaining to that situation, they'll make noise in the background to remind me that they're watching me and to pound in the programming. It's constant. It's all the time. It doesn't matter. Even when I'm at work in the wee hours of the morning, it's happening, right? So I don't feel comfortable talking to that person in my close circle on the phone anymore because there's this weird thing, this obscene thing with that situation. Even though I've knocked and busted down, I still feel very uncomfortable and I'm being stared at. Every time I have conversations with her on the phone, they're staring at me for a reaction. They're making noises. I totally avoid calling her at this point. It's terrible. I don't even really, have a relationship with those younger relatives like how I used to anymore. I just feel uncomfortable. And I know it's understandable. So I've been avoiding calling her and talking to her. That's just the real, right? So this morning, I went on Facebook, like I said, checking my Facebook, I saw she put up a story, and before I used to have these really anxious reactions where I would start to breathe funny and my face would get like this awkward look on it because I know they're staring at me. They're insinuating this obscene thing and constantly doing noise campaigns. So whenever that person, in my close circle, those younger relatives would come on the screen, or even their mom, who I had the close relationship with, I would get really awkward because I know they're staring at me. So I would try to act normal. And the more normal I try to act, the more awkward I act. And so the more they try to weaponize that and run with that. It's this weird, creepy thing that was happening. And so the more I talked about it in my videos, the more I busted down, the more I became comfortable. Not comfortable enough to talk to her on the phone. I just feel weird. But like comfortable enough to look at pictures of them on Facebook and like it and interact and comment. And I'm not having a reaction anymore. Thank the Most High. So anyway, this morning, I went on Facebook and I saw she put up a story, and I've been liking pics of the kids. And I saw she put a pic of the 2 kids up and they were at, I think the movie theater or something like that. And so I remember just loving the picture and I said, oh, look at the piggies. And that's what I call them. That's just like, a little pet name I call them. And so I loved the picture. I didn't have a reaction, didn't do a weird face, didn't breathe funny, nothing, y'all. I just love the picture and I came out, and I think it's annoying them that I'm not having a reaction anymore. So then I laid my head down and I was looking to my phone. I started going, just humming, right? Remember I told y'all my brain starts ticking sometimes, either when I see stimuli or if like somebody comes directly next to me. It doesn't even have to be stimuli. Check out the last video I posted, gang stalking, the threat to humanity. That thumbnail and the video's titled Documenting New Gang Stalking Tactics. I show y'all the new tactics that they have been using on me. And I showed you this gang stalker that sat next to me in the shopping center that I usually secure at night when I'm doing security. And I was talking about the fact that I was having that same ticking happening in my head when he sat next to me. He's not stimuli. I mean, kind of he is in a way. You know, if you hear about what happened to me on the Greyhound bus with the homeless man, that stupid reaction that was part of why my targeting went viral, which was, again, a reaction. Please check out, like I said, y'all, not to sound like a broken record, the link is in the description box. Please check out my part 1 gaslighting and programming of the targeted individual video so y'all can hear why I had the reactions I had and what caused my targeting to go viral. I've apologized numerous times for those reactions, but they were just that, reactions to abuse. Anyway, so it just happens anyway. It's not just with stimuli. Like anybody really that comes next to me, my brain, it's this psychological thing that happens where I know that they can hear my thoughts and I know everyone can hear it. And so when they come next to me, it's like this fear that something's going to pop into my head. And so it starts popping in my, it's this weird, I can't really explain it. It's this weird thing that happens. And I notice some of them get uncomfortable. So I can tell it makes me even more uncomfortable because I can tell they can hear my thoughts. And then some of them play it off like they're not hearing it, you know, but it's just, it makes me so uncomfortable. And it's just happening worse and worse these days. You know, it's not like I'm saying stuff out loud or acting crazy or anything like that. But the ticking, the psychological part of it, where like someone comes next to me and my brain starts ticking, it's psychological. Anyway, so that didn't start happening just now. Not just now, earlier, when I looked at the picture and I loved it because I've been loving pictures of the kids and not having a reaction. I literally just started looking through my phone like regular and I started going, just humming. My brain wasn't taking, they're listening to my thoughts. They know full well that's not what was happening. I just started going, I couldn't even get the out. And I hear somebody slam the vehicle door again outside. And then I started hearing somebody revving by, doing rev campaign. So I started to get pissed, you know, because I was already feeling kind of annoyed with the thought thing that popped in my head, what felt like thought manipulation. Wasn't planning to make a video about it. But then that happened. I was like, they're on one today. I'm like, what's going on today? But they really weren't that bad. They actually weren't that bad because some mornings, like I told you, some days the noise campaigns are more amped up than other mornings. That wasn't the case this morning. It wasn't really like a lot of noise campaign this morning. It wasn't. But what it was that I felt like thought manipulation happened. And then I felt like I had a normal reaction to seeing a picture of those younger relatives. And they tried to create something. And so it pissed me off. Excuse me. So I started curling in my head about it, you know, just saying like negative things in my head about it, just curling about them trying so desperately to create something. And so I had that little moment. And I calmed down. I just went back to doing what I was doing, but I was annoyed. And so then I see that person calling me, those younger relatives' mom. Listen. They just started doing ref campaign very slightly and then they stopped when I tried to let the camera pick up on it. So anyway, shortly after that, and then those same younger relatives' mom starts calling me, and she hasn't called me in a while. She used to try to call, and I would always do this, I'm gonna call her back thing. And really what it is it's just I don't feel comfortable. I really don't. And I think it's understandable. I know that it's understandable, so I won't be gaslit about that. They know what they're doing. They're staring at me, constantly programming my brain, sending me nasty, obscene things, right, about the situation via their shadow networking software, providing stimuli in person and staring at me, all of them staring at me and being bullies and zooming by and doing what they do, and then expecting me to feel comfortable speaking to the person pertaining to the situation while you stare at me like Poppy showing like it's a movie, waiting for a reaction. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so weird and creepy. So anyways, this is why I don't speak to her anymore, because she and I don't speak to her. It's not like this thing where we're not on speaking terms. I'm good with her. But I mean, this is why I don't feel comfortable talking to her on the phone anymore. That's just the real. I don't feel comfortable. That's just the real. She knows me better than anyone. As much as we're not close anymore, we haven't really been talking like that. She knows me. My whole life, she has known me very well. She knows I'm very awkward. And so she, of anyone, knows and understands what's going on. I'm very awkward. And they're all staring at me and using this as some sort of like Poppy show humbling type of experience, right? So I don't really talk to her on the phone like that anymore. And so but I still, keep saying I need to call because I don't want to just completely like let the, the relationship disintegrate. But I keep saying when I get out the program, and that's what I've been working towards. But I refuse to be Poppy show for anybody. I'm not going to sit here and be a Poppy show for people that don't like me, that just want to see me humiliated and want to just torment and bully me. That's what it really is. I refuse to be a poppy show, the island poppy show, because remember, I told y'all this shit is being broadcasted. Can you understand how freaking anxious I feel? This thing is being broadcasted to everyone on island. They're constantly pushing this false narrative. They're sending it to me via a shadow networking to program my brain. They're providing the stimuli in person. I'm not busting down. Instead, I'm working out and doing better, and it's pissing them off. But anyway, I'm not going to go there because I don't want to now really test the thing and they really start to F with me, because they really haven't been effing with me as far as the working out goes. They've been letting me do my thing with that. So I don't really want that to start getting compromised. But I'm just saying, it's like I'm not busting down with the things they're doing, and I think it's annoying them. And so it's like, you know, it's this thing where they're just like desperately trying to break me is what it feels like. It's like desperately trying to break me. I said this in the last video. Check out the last video I posted. Look, hear this. Do you hear how ham the rooster drone is going, y'all? And that's a drone, by the way. Check out this video. Displaying one of the drones used on targeted individuals. In that video, I showed you a clip of one of the rooster drones and something that they did as a gang stalking tactic with one of the rooster drones. Check that video out. Anyway, guys, so that's why I don't really talk to her on the phone like that anymore. And I know it's understandable. But anyway, so she was calling, and she's calling shortly after that happened. So I'm assuming they told her to call. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't want to bear false witness. I don't know if that's why it happened, because I had that annoyed reaction to what they tried to do. I don't know if that's why she started calling or if it was a coincidence, because she was on the phone. I did go out there and hear that she was on the phone with an older person in my close circle this morning. So it could have just been that I ran on her mind, because I did go out there to see the kids. You know, I'm like a silent auntie now. You know, I don't really like speak like I used. Sometimes I will say a few words, but more so I just go in the background and look so I can see them, and then I bust back off and I don't say anything. So I'm like a silent auntie at this moment. And so I don't know if the person in my close circle that she was talking to said, look, so and so just left or was just here, and that's why she called, or if it's because they were trying to, you know, they told her to, because of that annoyed reaction I had with what they tried to create as usual. But anyways, that annoyed me when I saw her starting to call. So not her calling, but just the whole scenario that had happened shortly before she called. And so that's what prompted me to make this video and document. And I also wanted to document anyways, because like I said, the weird thought manipulation thing happened this morning as well. So that's it, y'all. That's all I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to document those two weird things. I wanted to talk about the neuro monitoring. I heard a beep in the background. I wanted to talk about the neuro monitoring, the weird thing that happened this morning where it felt like thought manipulation. And I wanted to talk about that weird thing that they tried to do, you know, with that text message, obscene, false narrative, insinuation, whatever you want to call it, the creepy thing. I just wanted to talk about that. So I said I would make a video. Let me see how long this is. Not too bad. All right, so I didn't want it to even be an hour, so that is kind of bad, but it's not bad considering the last video was like 2 hours and 52 minutes long. Check that video out, y'all. A lot of documentation in that one as well. And I believe I gave some info in that one as well. I'm always dropping info. As I'm telling what's happening to me and talking about my experiences, I'm also giving information as much as I can. Anyways, I'll talk to y'all in the next one, though. I just wanted to document what happened this morning. Hopefully, like I said, I keep saying this, you know, broken record. Hopefully, you know, I won't have any more documentation videos anytime soon. And hopefully the next video you see from me will truly be in like 2 to 3 months. And it'll just be like a workout update. So you can see my progress now that I'm taking protein and now that I'm going to the gym. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Whoop, didn't mean to click on that. Hello. I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Peace out.